kind of the line right down the middle, and so you own like this piece right there.
Okay. Sutherland, and talking to my cousin Bill Maxwell, and we're looking at a project to build out a storage lock and key. And Bill, why'd you pick this lot?
Well, I looked at a lot of the commercial properties, and this was M1 industrial, so it met all the zoning requirements to start with. It's a good location. It's got major arteries of Highway 260 and I-17 right here. Good visibility from both roads. You know, it's as much advertising you can do on the highway is good, although you know, not always necessary on a storage facility type project. But it never hurts to get that extra advertising.
And what made you pick the storage lock versus land development or something else, housing development?
Well, you know, I've split land before and done houses. I think as far as the upkeep and maintenance and the amount of tenant interaction you have to do, I'm expecting this to be a little bit less intensive as far as the amount of units you're dealing with, the amount of cash flow you're dealing per unit, compared to how many people you'd have to deal with. As, for example, you're building rentals, home, you know, apartments or something like that.
And what do you think the cost is going to be for? How are you going to be building it out?
Well, we're going to take a little bit different approach because we're not going to actually be building anything. Everything here is going to be modular. We're going to make even the fencing is going to be part of the modular package. We're not going to be paying property taxes, real estate taxes on the improvement. So we're hoping to save some money on our actual tax basis, and you know, just it's hopefully a quick and easy build, be up and running in 3 to 4 months.
And what do you think the total cost will be?
This is the package is probably going to be just a little bit over $500,000 plus the cost of the land.
All right, and what do you think your return? What are you looking for on a return?
In the phase 1 part of the project, we're going to phase it out so that we're actually earning income as we build more and more. But in that phase 1, we're looking at about $6,800 a month in positive cash flow. And gosh, it's not fast enough there. We're at $130 some odd thousand.
That's a good return. All right, and then what would you say to somebody who is interested in doing this type of project? What kind of wisdom could you give them?
You know, pick out a good location, do your due diligence on whether or not you can do it in the planning and zoning realm, you know, where you're thinking about doing it. Make sure you research your boxes and what's the best avenue, what size people need. We're doing this modular, but we're actually making the boxes where they're smaller units contained within the full box, which the box is basically a 8 by 20, but we're dividing those into full-size box or a half, which is 10 by or 8 by 10, and then even smaller units that are as small as 5 by 8. So just know what your market is and know what people are looking for in the way of storage. Okay, so it's like day 66. We've got the laterals for the water put in. We went ahead and made our applications to the city, had our council meeting with the different departments. They gave us the pick list. We decided we were going to be needing to get someplace to put down the new pods when they arrived. Asked their permission to go ahead and put down some other material so we can put the pods on it and get a temporary use permit from them. So we're in the midst of doing that, and then shortly we'll be done with that, getting leveled off, building some purchases for each of the pods to sit on, and hopefully stay on top of getting somewhere on the project while we wait for final site plan approval, as well as engineering for the runoff water. They did require us to get a drainage plan, so that's got us held up right now, but I think we've got a plan that still works to keep busy in the meantime. We got our conditional temporary building permit to go ahead and get our AB down and get ready for the pods, which is good because the pods are going to be here tomorrow. So what we're doing today is we already know that we have a 3% slope in the property. We're not doing any permanent foundation, but we would like all the units to be flat and level and not look like, you know, they were just teeter-tottering out in the middle of the lot somewhere, all haphazard. So they're all going to be lined up real straight and nice to make an actual fence. It's going to save us money on the actual fencing, and it's going to go ahead and have a nice clean look when we're done. So they'll all be lined up side to side with the back facing out, the doors facing in. And since we've got a pretty close to a 3% grade, we also know that we're losing about 8 inches per 20-foot run. That's important because that's how long the containers are on. So what we're going to do, just so happens an 8/8/16 is 7.75 inches, or 7 7/8. So we're stacking our block, we're compacting underneath. We'll do a little fine fill as we set the containers just to make sure they're level and flat. And then each one will terrace down 8 inches. And hopefully when we're done, we'll have a really nice, clean look that steps down 8 inches each time, has the container flat, and then continues down the whole run. And that'll continue this whole run. The nice thing is when we go this way, there's very little fall to the lot going to the middle. So those containers will pretty much be able to set right on grade, and we'll leave the little bit of fall that's there for our water runoff. And we'll have a nice, I think it's 4 or 5, it's probably 6 inches from grade on our floor inside the container. With, if there was any moisture on the ground, it'll run through the subframe of each pod and just drain out the back, and won't affect the customer's content or cause any moisture because there's a vapor barrier on the bottom of the floors. So that won't happen. Well, that's where we're at today. You guys all working hard, and we're moving and grooving. Let's just see what it looks like tomorrow when we start getting some pods in. Actually, it's the day after tomorrow, and we'll start building these things and set them up. And you can see how they get put together and how we put them in place. Getting some of these numbered units out. Units are pretty cool. Got insulated units. These are, this makes 4 rentals out of 1. No, this is 2 rentals, sorry, out of 1 box. It's got 2 side doors. Fully insulated. And then this whole row down here will all be 2 doors like this, so they'll all be containers that are 10 by 8s. And then this row on the back here, this will all be 4 doors on each unit, and they're all going to be 8 by 8. And that'll be just 1 row going out here to the edge. Then we'll return up here with some 20 footers and some more 10 footers. All right, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. See ya. Well, end of day 72. We got all of the units offloaded off the 3 semi trucks. 6 skids altogether. 2 skids each truck. We had enough time to go ahead and assemble some of the units and start laying them out. Putting them in position now. One by one, that's what a skid looks like. So the units come in a skid. Looks like that, they're all standing on edge. So we've got those staged. And most of the guys have gone home. It's been a long day. Moving a couple of these units over. You need 5 guys. Maybe, might even want to look at maybe 6 guys if you're putting together those units down there. Because those walls weigh a ton with all those doors in them. Alright, well, we're about ready to call it quits for the day. Spread a little more gravel before I go home. We got 2 more skids. We had 6 skids. We're down to 2 skids left. Take part, well, maybe 2.5. Got about half the unit built so far. All right, well, you guys take it easy. Don't work too hard. We didn't have to spend a lot of money on infrastructure to get this thing off the ground and see how it pans out, what kind of rent we can get. You always have a presumed rent roll, but you never know until you actually get customers. So right now the space is still a little small for the RV parking, but we'll start off with probably 20 spots in here. All of these containers over here will be pushed out as soon as we do our grading and our landfill and our cut over on that hillside that we've talked about before. But we got all the units lined out in a row. We've got the units down there that are, as we told you before, there's 4 lockers per unit. These end on this end, these on this end are all insulated. These coming up are insulated. These are uninsulated units right here, because we're going to charge a different rate for them. That's a 20-foot by 8 with a single door. Over here, we got another 20 by 8 single doors, all coming down, both insulated and non-insulated. I hope that video is coming out good because I'm shaky here and I can't see with the sun shining on the screen. But anyhow, you'll get the main idea. We're going to finish dragging all of this. We'll treat it, get a roller on it, see how close we can get it to being an asphalt surface. It's all road grindings right now, millings. If it still ends up being a little too granular, then it's a good base for actually doing the asphalt finish. Either way, we needed the base, so nothing ventured, nothing lost if we end up having to go with asphalt. Okay, and we got some doors open on the unit over here. But got a little bit of a pop out over here where we got some extra containers in. And that's what we got. Still waiting for the delivery on our 16 footers, and we'll show you those when they come in.